Good morning, welcome. I'm coming to you live from the United Kingdom. A very rainy, rainy day in the United Kingdom, as you can see over there. Another late one, NFL football, Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's talk about this. You could be forgiven to think that this is a very predictable game. The Kansas City Chiefs are simply just the best team, in football. I know people might say, well, hold up. You've got the Niners, and maybe it's a bit of my Cowboys, can't even get my word right. Cowboys bias coming out because they just smacked the you-know-what out of us last Sunday. But when I watched that game, and it just shows that there's so many ways to win a football game. There really is. It looked like a blowout. Sean Payton, he's been in the league for so long. His career is very, very accomplished. Won a Super Bowl. Things are not going very well at Denver Broncos. And it just feels they probably need to rip everything off and just start again. The defense are trying. They are making plays here and there. It just feels like, the offense just cannot get anything going. And I don't know, if it's kind of one of those things where, you just feel like nothing you're doing is working. I don't know if, people have ever had that kind of experience, where it just feels like you're climbing this hill and it just seems like you can never get to the top. It just feels like, maybe the shoes gets bad, on your way up the hill, then it just starts raining terribly, things that it just feels like, the weather looks nice, let me go out there and try and climb that hill, and then what happens, something blocks the road, you can't get across. It just feels like that. I just imagine how those Denver Broncos players must be feeling right now in terms of their season. Have they packed it in? I know it's only 6 games, but it's very difficult to think of which game is going to turn around, for them. Really, really difficult. But let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, because this might sound like a criticism, but they struggle in the red zone too. They were kicking lots of field goals. The trouble is, even though they were kicking lots of field goals for the Broncos, and the Broncos were stopping them from getting touchdowns, because if they were getting touchdowns, this would have been significantly more than what the scoreline was. But they were kicking field goals, and I hear that criticism a lot. What are you doing in the red zone and things like that. For me, take points, right? When you get to the red zone, don't come out empty. Take points, whether it's 3, whether it's 6, just make sure you get some points out of it, because sometimes it can go the other way, and if you've got a decent defense, then you can always challenge the other team to go the whole length of the field just to score a touchdown. So for me, I think the Chiefs are locked into the playoff position. I just cannot see anybody else. They just play well. They just find ways to win. Clearly, they have something good going over there. They lost their offensive coordinator. He goes over to the Washington Commanders, and you could say maybe the offense is taking a step back. But it's taken a step back to the point that they're still winning games, other than that game against the Detroit Lions, which was the first game of the season. So you can take that whatever you mean, in any way you want, because first game of the season, you just don't know. So they come out, and they lose that game. But ever since then, they've found ways to win. They've had close games, but they always find ways to win. So, shout out to Andy Reid, shout out to Mahomes, shout out to Kelsey. And they managed to bring a little bit drama there. Who says only the Dallas Cowboys like to bring drama, Taylor Smith coming in there, creating a bit of buzz, maybe they got a few more fan base, as a result of that. I know Kelsey's social media went, poof, as Taylor Smith started to show up there. Well, listen, it's entertaining. On a Thursday night football that is really difficult, at least something for us UK fans, to watch, Patrick Mahomes, watch Andy Reid do their thing, on a Thursday night and get the business done. So kudos to that. My quick reaction on a wet, rainy day in the United Kingdom. Please, like and subscribe. Thank you all. We just got this thing started, this month, and thank you to all our 22 subscribers who joined us, this month, helping to grow the community. Thank you for all of those that have viewed, my videos, those that have put a thumbs up, and those that have engaged in the comments as well. I see you all. I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do, and let's continue to build this community. UK fans, let's show up. We love the NFL. Let's create this community together.